My name is Linda Miner and I'm a registered nutritionist. In this video today, I'm going to be talking to you about another goal for this month. And that goal is to start reading nutrition labels and then start making things from scratch. Really, that's the point that I want to make with you. I have a box here of cake mix. I've blacked out the label. It doesn't really matter who makes this. The point of this is really just to show you the ingredient list and how long the ingredient list is on here and how easy it is to make a cake from scratch. Now, one of the things I want to point out about this, and sorry, I need to wear my glasses, that it says on the back, and I'm sure any of you who've made a cake mix will know this, that you need to have some water or milk. So there's my container of water. You need to have some vegetable oil. So here's the vegetable oil, and again, it doesn't really matter what that is. And you need to have 3 eggs, okay? So you have to add that over and above what is in here. Now, I'm gonna read you the ingredient list because it's really long, and I just want you to understand what this is, what the point that I'm trying to make here. So we have enriched wheat flour, sugar, hydrogenated soybean, and cottonseed oil. So hydrogenated is the kind that has trans fats in it. So those are the really dangerous fats. That means that the oil has been solidified. And then it has corn syrup, baking powder, dextrose. So their corn syrup and dextrose are both sugars. This is my favorite ingredient of all time. Propylene glycol monoesters of fatty acids. I don't know what that is. If any of you know what that is, then I would love for you to send me an email. Go to my website, myhealthybalance.com, and please contact me and tell me what that is. I'm going to read it again. Propylene glycol monoesters of fatty acids. I have Googled this and I cannot find it. Cornstarch, salt, milk ingredients, modified cornstarch. Anytime you see the word modified, that's kind of scary. Monoglycerides, corn cereal, dicalcium phosphate, xanthine gum, soy lecithin, artificial flavor, aluminum sulfate, color, and the color contains tartrazine. Okay, so we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. 20 ingredients in this, plus these 3 things. Now, I went to allrecipes.com and looked up a basic cake mix. I'm looking at it right here, cake mixes from scratch. And what they call for is flour, baking powder, salt, sugar, there's some sugar, eggs, milk, I've got water here, it could have been milk, vanilla, I'll show you the vanilla in a second, and what was the other ingredient here? Oh, that was it. Okay, so how many ingredients is this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 ingredients. So here, 20 ingredients plus these 3, or 6 ingredients including these 3. Now, you still have to mix this, just like you would have to mix all of this. So by the time you open this box, tear open the paper pouch, pour it into a bowl, it probably takes 30 seconds. By the time you measure this, measure this, measure this, maybe that takes a minute. So in total, you might have saved 30 seconds. But for those 30 seconds, you have propylene glycol monoesters of fatty acids in your body now. I don't see the advantage to using a cake mix. And, you know, really, it seems ridiculous to me that people are spending good money on something like this. People are talking all the time about wanting to save money on their budget. Buying things like this, or muffin mixes, or cookie mixes, is absolutely ridiculous. This is so simple, and you don't need to buy a cookbook. All you need to do is go to allrecipes.com, foodgeeks.com. I mean, you can just go to Google and type in chocolate chip cookie recipe or cake recipe, and you'll get literally dozens and dozens of recipes that will come up that allow you to make food from scratch. Now, if we wanted to make cookies, really all we'd have to do here, oops, sorry, I lost my box. all we'd have to do here is substitute, where's my butter? We'd have to substitute butter for the oil. So just take the oil out and now we have butter. So you cream the butter with some sugar, add the eggs, put in the flour, maybe you want some chocolate chips in there or peanut butter, and you have cookies. Like, you know, what is so difficult about that? When you buy a cookie mix, you still have to add water or maybe an egg or other things to it, and they're very expensive, but they have these ridiculously long ingredient lists, including hydrogenated fats. Now, let me tell you something also about cotton seeds. Cotton is not food. Cotton is used to make clothing or, you know, it's not used for food. And the amount of pesticides that are used on cotton represents a huge proportion of all the pesticides used in the world. It's just a ridiculous amount. And those pesticides are not regulated the way that food pesticides or herbicides are regulated, because cotton is not meant to be ingested into our bodies. We're not supposed to eat it. So yeah, there's no regulations that would be the same as what would apply to food. So a number of years ago, people in the cotton industry realized that all these seeds that were being produced by the cotton plants were just, I guess, going in the garbage. And they realized that those seeds had oil in them, just like sesame seeds or sunflower seeds or any other kind of seed. And so they thought, aha, this is a very cheap form of oil that can be used in food, and it's very shelf stable and it doesn't go rancid. So you will find many foods out on the market that contain cottonseed oil. So what are you getting with that? You're getting an oil that is loaded with chemicals and pesticides because of the lack of regulations on cotton. So you get a very long shelf life, you get a long expiry date on products like this. But what are you putting in your body? And there is absolutely no need for it, because as I've shown you here, I mean, how much does this cost? This bag of flour maybe costs $2 or $3, and I'm going to use 2 cups of that. So maybe I'm going to use that much. So it's probably 30-40 cents worth of flour. Same with the sugar. You know, this is not expensive, and you're using these things anyway. Okay, so I want you to set the goal for this month to start finding recipes. Get your kids involved if you have kids. Kids love making cakes and cookies and all that kind of stuff. It's a great family time. It's time when you can be talking to your kids and finding out how school is and what's going on in their life. Your house will smell amazing as you bake all these wonderful things. Friends will want to come over more often because you've made yummy food. Everything tastes better. You're going to feel good about yourself because you actually produced something, and you're not going to be spending a fortune on pre-made, pre-packaged products that are full of garbage. So set the goal this month. First of all, pick up some packages like this and read the labels and see how many times in the course of a shopping trip you can find the word cottonseed oil, and then go home, Google a recipe, and make it yourself from scratch. It's just so easy.